AET Video 3C. Here in this lesson, we'll learn how to enter our participation as an officer at our meetings. So the transaction to reference here is transaction number 3, Community Service and Meetings. And we will be handling this middle section here. During 2018, you attended and served as Vice President for Chapter Meetings. So that's the transaction you'll want to download and place on your screen in the manner that I have here. And then we'll move forward and learn how to enter this information in our journal. Now, before you do this, it's real important to go back a step and make sure that in one of the earlier videos within the profile, you recorded your FFA offices. And that'll become clear here in just a minute. So make sure that you do have your Vice President from 5/1/2018 to 4/30 of 2019 entered, and also President from 5/1/2019 to April 30th, 2020. So to begin, let's head over to the journal. This is going to be a time entry. So let's take a look at our choices here. Time in classroom, time in your AET projects, community service, other activities, and here we are, time in leadership roles. If you are an FFA officer, you are in a leadership role. We'll click that. Now notice right away this error message pops up. It's putting in the current date, but it's telling us that on this date you do not hold any FFA offices. Click here to add offices. Now we are going to fix this by going ahead and putting in the date as indicated here on the transaction. Now this is during 2018. So let's take a look here and see what we need to do. So we served as Vice President for Chapter Meetings in September and October. In 2019, you attended and served as Vice President for the Chapter Meetings in the months of January, March, and April. And then also in 2019, you attended and served as President for Chapter Meetings in June, September, and October. You attended each meeting for 2.75 hours. The meetings occur on the first Thursday of each month. Choose an appropriate skill area within the CRP Career Ready Practices. This transaction highlights the importance of reading the entire transaction through before you take any action, because it's not until the end that we find out the actual date for the meeting and the amount of time. So I'll do the first one for you as an example. So we have to begin in 2018. I'll click the calendar. I'm going to go back to 2018, select September. Now, we are told the meetings occur on the first Thursday of each month, so we need to find the first Thursday that occurs in September. There's the first, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so it would have been a meeting on September 6th. And now you can see our error message goes away. Activity. Chapter meeting. And there's Vice President, because we had previously entered this during that previous lesson. So the AET program is aware that during this time period we served as Vice President. Level. Chapter. Skill area. We need to head over to CRP. There's CRP. And we need to select something appropriate here. Definitely this one would be appropriate. 1.01. And let's go ahead and pick 2.01. Click Save and back to Journal Entry. Description. Now there could be situations where you want to place some notes in here of any particular special activity that occurred during this meeting. For our purposes, for practice, we will simply put assisted the president in running our chapter meeting. And the last step is to put in the time. 2 hours. And now we need to convert this 0.75 hours to minutes. You will recall from a previous video, we multiply the decimal value times the number of minutes in an hour times 60. Some of you may have already figured out that 0.75 of an hour would be 45 minutes. Because it is 3/4 of an hour. 45 minutes. It's going to be this same amount for every one of these meetings that we enter. Click Save and enter another. I'll do one more and then you can go ahead and go to work on the rest of these. The next meeting is in October of 2018. Now I'm not sure what the date is because it happens on the first Thursday of the month, so I need to go to my calendar, click on the year, go back to 2018, click on October. First Thursday is the 4th. Notice because I've already typed it in once, it remembers that and gives that to me as an option. Vice President again, chapter level. We are going to use the same CRPs. We are going to use the same description and the same number of hours. And so now you're ready to go ahead and move into the next year. In 2019, you attended and served as Vice President for chapter meetings in the months of January, March, and April. So you have 3 more entries to do as Vice President. And then, beginning in 2019, after you become President, you will make transaction entries for the months of June, September, and October. The only thing that will change is the date and the fact that you are now President, where rather than assisting the President, you will have served as the President in running the meeting. One thing I hadn't mentioned here was the category, and that's because it automatically comes up based on your selection when you made your choice back in the journal. But it is a way that, rather than going back to the journal, you can make other entries simply by just changing the category. But all of these transactions for this lesson involve FFA office activity. I'll go ahead and do the January transaction with you for 2019. Our date is 1/3/2019, and once again that is a chapter meeting. Serving as Vice President. Chapter level. And we'll use the same skill areas, save those to return, and put in that description, 2 hours and 45 minutes. Now on your own, go ahead and make the remaining 2 entries as Vice President for the months of March and April in 2019. Let's go ahead and make the entries during 2019 where you attended and served as President for the chapter meetings in June, September, and October. Click that calendar again. Let's go back to 2019. June, the first Thursday in June is June 6th. Notice now that the choice of president appears. We'll go ahead and use the same CRPs. Presided over the running of the chapter meeting. Same amount of time. Now to complete this video on your own, go ahead and complete the next 2 transactions for September and October where you served as president during 2019. So once you're back here at the journal, go ahead and click on Review Your Journal Entries and compare your work with what I have here in this journal. See if your total time is 30 hours and 24 minutes. If you have some issues with that, we can do a little troubleshooting. The first thing to do is take a look at how much time you entered for each meeting. Every one of those meetings should have been 2 hours 45 minutes. So all of these look okay. This activity here was that community service from a previous lesson. The other thing to do is count how many meetings we recorded in the journal. We should have recorded a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 meetings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once you've done that, have me come by and look at it, and that will conclude AET Video 3C, Entering Transactions for Attending Chapter Meetings.